Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Today we're learning how to play the classic, sung by Dean Martin, most popular version, Let It Snow, in the instrumental chord melody or fingerstyle. Printable tabs by becoming a Patreon, links in the notes, but all the tabs will be on the screen to follow along. New ukulele every Wednesday and Saturday. If you like this kind of content, hit subscribe, never miss a lesson. My email is also in the description if you want some one-on-one lessons, but if you're ready to break it down, let's do it. Ukulele brain attention span, follow me on in and let's break it down. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start out and we're gonna play the open C string 2 times. These are eighth notes and they start on the 4th beat. So you would count it 4 and then we're gonna make an F chord. You've probably seen the F. If you're playing this song, hopefully you've at least seen the F chord. Otherwise this might be kind of a little advanced for you. But maybe you haven't seen the F chord like this. And what we're doing is we're getting our pinky on the 3rd fret of the A string. Now that's a C note and the F chord has an F-A-C. F-A-C. That makes it root, major 3rd, 5th. So it's not a new chord or anything. It's the same old F. We're just making the highest note a C. We're going to strum through there with our thumb because we want to hear that melody. You want to hear that 3rd fret. And then we're going to play it again on the offbeat. 1 and you can use your thumb there or you can strum through with your thumb and up with your index finger like 1 and. Either way, whatever's more comfortable for you. And then we're going to make this chord here, which is like an E diminished 7, open, middle finger on the 1st fret of the C string, open E string, middle finger on the 1st fret of the high A. You can strum all the way through. And by itself, it sounds pretty dissonant. It sounds a little sour. But in the context, it's going to sound amazing, right? Because after this, we're going to play a C6. It's going to be 5th fret of your G string, 4th fret of your C string, and then ring finger, 5th fret of your E string. And you'll strum through with your thumb, just those 3 notes. Because your melody is this A note here. So that's what your ear wants to hear. And your ear tends to really gravitate towards the highest note played in the chord. So you're going to play that, and it's cool. It's the same as the G7 shape, so muscle memory should feel comfortable with it. And then we're going to play a C7. We're going to move it down 2 frets and lift up our middle finger. We have 3, 0, 3. And that's a C7. The C7 chord is C, E, G, B flat. B flat, C, G. So it's missing an E note. So really it's a C7 without a 3rd. And I'm just kind of trying to drop this theory on you a little bit, like sprinkle it on. You don't need to know it to play this particular piece, or you don't really need to know it to play any piece. But I kind of figure if I just put these little sprinkles on you and you watch some of the theory lessons, over time it's all going to add up and be a little more clear for you. After that, you're going to strum through, this is the 1st beat of the 2nd measure in F. Only the 3 first strings. Again, look at my thumb. I use this G string, or I use the A string to catch it, kind of like it was a trapeze. Woo! Lifeline! Got me! Thanks for saving me! So we'll strum through that on the 1st beat. You put all that together, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 1, and right after that, open C string. Let's do it again without counting so you can kind of just really hear that vibe. I'll count to 3, but on the 4th beat, we're just going to come in. 1, 2, 3. After that open, you're going to let that ring, so it's 1 and 2 and 3. And that's an up, down, and 3. All index finger. And 3. Okay? And 3. And then you're going to play the open C string 2 times. After that, we'll get what we're going to do here is we're going to make a G, strum through with our thumb. The melody is that G note. Strum through with your thumb. Down with your index finger. Hit the 1st fret. And then go back to the G, down with your thumb. Index finger. Hit the 1st fret. So it's 1, 2, and 3. First beat of the next one, we're going to strum through all 3 of these strings together, 0, 0, 0 with our thumb, then hit the open C on the offbeat. 1 and. Again, you can use your thumb there, which I do because normally my thumb is playing the C and the C and the G strings, but also normally my index finger is playing the and. So my fingers are a little conflicted here. You could either do 1 and or 1 and. Both sound great. After that, we're going to make a C7, 0, 0, 0, 1, up, down, up, down. Fake to the left, fake to the right. He's going up, down. All right? And then on the 4th beat, you're going to hit that 2nd fret of the C, which turns it over. As you can see, just playing it by itself, it's kind of sour. But that's because it's actually just kicking off the next phrase for the next 4 measures. So let's play through these 4 measures together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, next piece. For the next 4 measures, we're going to make a G minor, 5th fret of the A string, middle finger 6th fret of the E, ring finger on the 5th fret of the C. So you get 5, 6, 7. I think I said 5th fret. It's definitely the 7th fret. 5, 6, 7. If you're astute, you should know this is an E minor shape. E minor, F minor, F sharp minor, G minor. We're going to strum all the way through with our thumb. Our melody's this D note, so you really want your thumb to go through to get that D note to pop. 1 and. Play it again on the offbeat. You go 1 and. Here I do like to use my index finger more. 1 and. And then I'm going to make a G suspended 4. Tricky chord, especially when you're going with that big leap. It's open 2, 3, 3. So if we put that together, we get 1 and 2. And then we're going to make a classic old G minor, 0, 2, 3, 1, strum through with our thumb on the 3rd beat. Then on the 4th beat, you're going to pull off to the open A or the G suspended 2. After that, we get to this G minor here. What you're going to do is you're going to strum through that and then pull off on the 4th beat, index finger, open A, 3, 4, which is actually a G suspended 2, which is kind of cool because you go G suspended 4, G minor, G suspended 2. So if we put that first measure together, this is probably the hardest measure in the whole song. It goes 1 and 2, 3, 4. One more time, nice and slow. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. On the first beat here, thumb strum the first 3 strings. Now keep this finger loose because we're going to need it here. We're going to go 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, up, down. 1, 2, up, down. 1, 2, and 3. 4. And this is the let it snow, let it snow, let it snow part. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. So what we're doing here is we're taking this G shape all the way up here to 7, 8, 7. And you can play the open G string because it's a C chord. And the C chord has an open string or open G in it. Well, a G note in it anyways. G, G, C, E. C major. 4th beat will strum through. And then your index finger is going to come off and grab the 5th fret of the A string on your way down to a classic C that will thumb strum through. 4 and 1. Those 2 measures together, and if I count it nice and slow, we get 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Then we're going to pluck. So here, after we do that, get your index finger over to the 1st fret and your ring finger on the 3rd fret. Because we're going to pluck the open C string and the 3rd fret together at the same time. And but you're gonna pull off to the first fret. So let's play through those first two measures together. We would get this. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Keep that index finger there, move it down to the 3rd fret, ring finger on the 3rd fret now, because you're gonna pluck the open C string and the C together at the same time, but on the offbeat, you're gonna pull to the 1st fret. 2 and, now you could as well, if you're right there, if you want to, you could pluck them both and then slide. 2 and, 2 and, 2 and. A couple different ways to do it. We're gonna be going, but feel free to approach it differently, especially kind of if you're in a different verse. It's fun to maybe do it this time, the first verse like this, and the second verse like this, just to mix it up just a little bit, but still keeping the melody intact. Then we're gonna make a classic A minor, 2, 0, 0, 0, strum all the way through with your thumb. 4th beat, we're gonna do it again, but this time we're gonna do at an open G. We're gonna go. Now, this is a high G, so it makes sense to go A, G, or A, G. If you have a low G, you're gonna wanna go like this. And play the 3rd fret of the E string. That's just if you have a low G, and that would be on the 4th beat of that 3rd measure in this sequence. But we're gonna go. After that, F chord, thumb strum through. Don't play that 4th string because we want the melody to be this F note here. Thumb strum, let it ring, and 3. On the 4th beat, open C string, and that will take you to the top of the 2nd verse. So these 4 together, and we get this. So let's go ahead and play through part A, because that is what we've learned. So let's take it from the top. 1, 2, 3. Now we're into the B section, okay? Well, let's look at that last measure that goes into part B. It's a little different. You're gonna strum through F, those first 3 measures, or first 3 lines, then up, down again, and then it's gonna be O, 1 on the E string. So we get 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Open C string, 3rd fret of the E string, 1, then open A, back to open C, 3rd fret, back to open C and E, and then make a C chord and strum all the way through. 1 and, so it's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. On the 1st beat, we're gonna go back to open in the 3rd fret, let that ring out, and then our down up move. Now, when you're doing that, you're starting off here, but you're gonna wanna get your pinky on the 3rd fret of that high A string before you do the down up, because we're strumming what's called a C5 chord or a C power chord. So you get 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and O, 3, D minor now, an F with that ring finger down, thumb strum the first 3 strings, and then you're going to pluck the 2 middle strings, but you're also going to pull off that 1st fret to open E. So you get 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Open G, 2nd fret. And then what you're going to do right after that is open G, open C, hammer on the second fret. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Open C, open E. Up, down with a classic C chord. And then you're going to play both the middle strings open again. But then you're going to hammer on that first fret on the offbeat. So these 5 playing like we're going into part B from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. For the second half of part B, what we are going to do here is we are going to strum 0, 0, 3. And then we have an A going to a G note. So move that ring finger up to the 5th fret, pluck the 2 middle, and then pull to the 3rd fret. So you get 1, 2, and that's much easier than open A to the G. So you get 2 and. Now you could use your index finger, but it's just better to go pull, with your ring to your index finger, because that sets you up for what you're going to play next. 0, 0, and then open ring finger 3rd fret of the A string. So that first measure is 1, 2, and 3, 4. Make an E minor and just thumb strum the first 3 strings, because your melody is this G note. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, up, down, to the D7. This part's cool. You're going to do a D7, but pull from 3 to 2. 1, and then get your pinky down to the 5th fret of the E and pluck those 2 middle, 2nd fret of the C string, 5th fret of the E string on the pinky. 1 and 2. So after you do that first part of the measure, 1 and 2, you're going to make a G7. 3rd beat, strum all the way through with your thumb. And the 4th beat, you're going to lift up your ring finger, strum all the way through, and hammer on the 2nd fret, only to move to a C7. 3, 4, 3, 3 on the 1st beat of the last measure of part B. So from that D7, you get 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1. There it is. Sorry. So you get. And 3, 4. 4th beat, open C, and then you go into the last section of part A, which really is nothing new. Some slight differences in melody, but only because maybe 1 or 2 notes have been rearranged here or there. So let's just go ahead and play through it. First 4. So that's exactly the same. Next, this measure of G minor is the only one that's a little different, because we're going to go 1 and make the G suspended 4, 2, and then on the and we're going to hit that 3rd fret again. That's the only difference. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Exactly the same. Let's play the whole tune from the top. Whole tune, nice and mellow from the top. 1, 2, 3. snow, yeah. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Made it to the end, great job. More chord melody here, more Christmas music here from the land of the Columbia. As you can see, today is not snowing, and it will not snow this evening, and it's not gonna snow tomorrow either. Hit thumbs up if you like this kind of content, and I'll catch you next Wednesday or Saturday. Make sure you subscribe, ring that bell, never miss a lesson. Think about becoming a Patreon, cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger.